Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Building Bodies and Strengthening Minds. My name is Steve Warren, and as always, we've got to my right Joe Sabusco. How are things, Joe?
Good. Yourself?
Excellent. Yeah, the name.
Say that again. Say that again one more time.
Joe Sabusco.
Say it 3 times over.
What happens then?
I don't know.
Tony Greco joining us as always.
How are you, Steve?
I'm very good. To my far right, it's Gino Melito. Gino, how are you?
I'm great. I got into a little bit of an accident, but my arms and shoulders are a little bit sore, but I'll make it through this.
What, car accident?
Yes.
Oh, right.
Total my car.
See that big fucking dent on his forehead?
That's terrible.
And our old friend Adam Fata has joined the fray here.
I think Gino wanted to say something.
Okay, Gino, go ahead.
No? All right.
Adam, how are you?
I'm very good, actually. Steve, it's been a while, man.
I know. I bet, 10 years maybe?
Yeah. Remember back on the show with Tony when I first started?
Yeah.
And now we're here.
Yeah, and you were actually a real Tony Greco success story back in the day.
I was, yeah.
You were a big man back in the day. I mean, you're tall and you know.
Handsome too.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, thanks, Tony. We work on that in the workouts too.
Nice. Yeah, but you lost a lot of weight back in the day.
I did.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was good. It was quite the journey, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. And so that's another thing we could talk about today. But today we want to talk a little bit about beliefs, right, Tony?
Yeah, beliefs. I mean, I was talking to Adam because he's now, his new project is Psychozoic Era. People that follow him along on social media, he, does a lot of good things for people. And you know what? It's amazing when you practice what you preach because that message is carried out through him physically, mentally, and spiritually. And I think he's been helping a lot of people. So it's great that we share this because I see where he's coming from, motivating people, and I see the reaction of people, you know what I mean, where they're always doubting and always kind of have like a negative attitude towards situations. They don't necessarily say it, but you feel it. But now, he's helping changing that, which is pretty cool.
Wow. Thanks, Tony. That's very nice for you to say.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So give us an example
Sure.
of one of these turnarounds.
Well, what happened was, let me go back as far as 2018 when I finally sold off the last Greco. I got into another partnership real quick. It failed. And I wanted to understand, well, why is it that I'm not reaching the success that I want to reach? Mm-hmm. So I got way deep into this rabbit hole. I started understanding the mind and I started working with some big guys like Bob Proctor, Earl Nightingale, Neville Goddard, and I started really digging deep into asking myself, why is it that the people that I'm looking up to are reaching the success that I want to reach, but I couldn't?
Okay.
And which brought me into the mind and understanding why is it that I'm not reaching there, and brought me into my experiences of the past.
Tell me about those mentors, just for people who don't know those names.
Well, Bob Proctor, Earl Nightingale, and Neville Goddard. Earl Nightingale and Neville Goddard were big motivational speakers back in the 60s and 70s. And Bob Proctor worked closely with those two, and I was really following Bob.
He just passed away, right?
Yes, he did, a couple years ago. And I followed him very closely for 2 years. I was doing a lot of his programs, working closely with not Bob Proctor, but with the company, and learning more about mindset and how it all goes, and which brought me to the next level.
Yeah.
And funny enough, I was watching one seminar with Earl Nightingale, and he talked about Harlow Shapley is actually the gentleman who brought forward Psychozoic Era, and he had said we're reaching an era of the Psychozoic, and I couldn't find a lot on it. And what I did is started doing more research on the Psychozoic Era, and boom, it exploded. And now I'm where I am with it, and I'm keep moving forward.
Let's define exactly what that is. Psychozoic. I mean,
right.
That's a word that's probably new to a lot of our audience.
So Psychozoic Era, I'm just going to say quickly, you have the choice to create your future. Our lives are created by our thoughts and how we portray it to the universe. So when you start understanding that your thoughts create your tomorrow, you start thinking differently. And you start understanding that thoughts become things, and then you start moving forward in a different direction. So the Psychozoic Era talks to basically pretty much gets you organized to understand that your thoughts do become things, and how you can create your future, and how you can move forward by the things you do and how you act.
And that sounds like it aligns nicely with what you talk about
Yeah.
TG Athletics.
Yeah, that's why, we've been doing a lot of seminars. He just did one for Chris Lacherity's Angle and Volker's real estate brokerage, and it was great because Adam gets really deep into the mind, and it all connects together with thoughts. And my whole seminar is about who you are, what you want. So it's the starting point, but then you get more deeper and deeper because, as you know, everything is great. You have to exercise and put actions to your thoughts, or else they're just dreams, right?
Consider me a layman when it comes to this, but what you're telling me, if I understand you correctly, is if 30 days from now I want to go to cruise Europe or visit Europe, if I put that in my mind and really focus, I'm able to achieve that goal. Am I correct?
If you want to go to Italy tomorrow, you can.
I'm just a poor guy off the street. I don't have millions of dollars.
No, hold on. Sorry.
Yeah.
So why do you choose not to go to Italy, Gino?
Because I have other priorities.
So if you decide to go tomorrow, the decision in your head, you make the decision to go, you can. But you decide not to go because of your priorities.
Hold on a sec. I'm just a guy off the street.
I'm not talking about a guy off the street.
Why not?
Because I'm
See,
talking
just
about you.
You just said you.
And I don't know the other person's story, and I could develop another story with that individual. I'm talking about Gino Melito. If you want to go to Italy tomorrow, can you?
No.
Why?
I have other priorities I got to look after.
You
right now.
choose to go after that. But if you wanted to get up and go to Italy tomorrow, you can. Let me explain to you
Okay.
before you start getting all antsy in your
Okay.
pants here. You could go to the store, or not the store. You could go book Air Canada, fly to Lamezia, get off, spend 2 weeks in Calabria, and come back if you choose to. You are saying because of your priorities, you don't want to go. Right?
I can't afford it.
Oh my God, can't afford it. Gino,
That's my point. Don't look at me.
Gino,
Just
that's
keep
fine.
it between you guys.
That's
Just-
fine.
Yeah,
That's fine.
Yeah, just let it right
That's
there.
fine.
Okay,
You
perfect.
can't afford it. That's fine. You know what? I'll give you the $2,000 for the ticket, and I'll find you a place to stay. You see how the universe works?
That's too
Do you
funny.
want to go?
That's too funny.
No,
He
it's
doesn't
the
really
truth.
want to go.
What?
That's
Do you
the
want to
thing.
go now? Hold on.
I can't.
Okay.
You choose.
You choose not to. So
That's-
if you hold on, if you want to sit here and doubt what's possible, that's fine. Doubt it. But that's the mentality you hold, nobody else. And if the mentality is that you want to always come up with stories about doing something, well, you keep even living your life like that.
You actually make a
You,
you make a good point.
very good point.
What I'm
Because I
trying-
just offered. Hold on.
Okay, hold on a
No,
second.
I'm going to get to him. But I just offered you $2,000 to take a flight to go to Italy, and I'll find you a place to stay in Italy. And you're saying no now. You're just saying this because the cameras are on.
No.
That's the only reason.
No, even if the cameras were off.
And I would tell you
still
that.
say
And I would
can't
tell you
go.
the same thing.
But here's the thing. Hold on a second.
You don't want to go.
What I'm trying to tell you is you just can't pick up and leave.
Yes, you can.
Forget about finances. Tony, tomorrow, let's go to Florida for 10 days, you and I.
Once
Or let's all five of us go to Florida 10 days. Can you leave tomorrow and go to Florida?
If I
Let's be
really
serious.
want to, yes. If I really want to.
if
I
he
really want
chooses
to,
the
I
decision.
choose not to. But if I really truly
But
want
that's
it,
my point. If
it's
I
not
really
the point.
want
Though.
to,
You
I
don't
could
really
as
want
well.
it bad enough. It's how bad you want it. So the thing is,
But we can't just pick
Yes,
up
you
and
can.
leave.
Yes, you can.
Steve, tomorrow, let's go to Florida. You and I, all expenses paid. I'll take care of it. You and I, let's go for 10 days. Can you do it?
I can't because of my schedule, but I
That's
choose
my
that.
Hold on.
point.
No,
you
no, no,
choose
no.
that.
This is my point.
But I don't want to. I want to do this.
No, it's not. No, that's the reason. So now he chooses to do what he's doing. But if he really wanted to go to Florida, he can.
there you go.
Let me sweeten the deal. I'm going to pay for his trip to Florida.
Holy fuck, this guy's like Mark Barker.
I'm going to say to him,
Eh?
I'm going to say to him, okay, you know what? I'm going to sweeten that deal. I'm going to give you $10,000 to go enjoy Florida.
Fuck,
You
give me
leave
20.
tomorrow morning, though.
I'm gonna leave right now.
Can you do it?
I'll have to move some things around, but I will. Yes.
Do you
There you
see?
go.
Do you see the
See?
difference? Do you see the difference? The choice in your head that you make, whether or not to do something, is a decision away. If you decide to do it, it will be done. If you decide to him and haw and make excuses because you're full of them, that's what's going to happen. Excuses are going to keep being made.
And he's
That is
going to
it.
continue to do that.
And
too.
that's all. It doesn't change.
You just live by
Because
those moments.
you're stuck in your old beliefs, which
Yeah.
causes you to make these decisions.
Yeah, but hold on
I
a second,
can't- I
guys.
have
Hold on a second. Hold on a
Okay.
second. Because you guys are getting a little too fucking excited.
No, I am because
Because it's real.
It's
real.
True.
It's the
Wow,
truth.
it's
Truth
real.
hurts.
Not
Truth
really.
hurts.
Not
Hold
really. Not really. And I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because he offered him an all-inclusive paid.
Yeah.
So he'll switch shit up and he'll go.
Right.
He offered him 10 grand and he'll go. Right? So where does this work?
Okay, so that's the example that let's move to it. So now now that you've decided to go to,
Well, if you're going to give me 10 grand, I'll go.
sure, of course you will. But if you decide now, let's say I was the universe, and you said, you know what, I want to go to Florida, and you left your mind completely open, right? Completely open. The opportunities will be placed in front of you to get to Florida, right? Opportunities to be said, maybe you could win a trip, or somebody.
So
will
whose
say,
mind is completely open today when everybody has 1,000,001 things to do?
That's why he's trying to change.
Thank you. Welcome to the psychozoic era.
Yes. Follow along.
Where's that little fucking minivan that they drive
Follow
in,
along.
smoke mushrooms all day in that
We
fucking
are
thing?
so closed and lost in thought today
I agree.
that we are missing so much. And if we actually open our mind to understand that the universe could provide anything you want, we will start living a better lifestyle. Instead of making these excuses, like all of us mostly do, most people make excuses when they say they want something. Oh, I can't do that because of this, or I can't do that because of that. Well, get rid of the excuses and start opening up your mind to opportunities that will be presented in front of you. Anything's possible.
So I'm open to what you're saying. I have a question for you, though.
Sure, I'll give you an answer.
So basically,
You may
right
not
now,
like it, but-
what you're saying right now is that if I decide to go anywhere, it doesn't matter whether I want to go to Toronto, Montreal, but I can't afford it. What you're saying is I'm going to open up my mind, put it out there in the universe, and somehow everything will fall into place where that opportunity will be provided by me or by someone else.
By other people.
By saying, you know what, I'm going to Toronto. Let's say Toronto is an example. You want to come with me?
The issue that we always play.
So if I'm putting something out there in the universe, you're saying that somehow the universe will make it happen to me through somebody else. So whether it's my acquaintances or something will come up that will make that opportunity happen. Am I correct?
So I'll explain to you why we get stuck is that we make these decisions and then we always focus on how we're going to do it. We always say, well, I'm going to give you a prime example. When I left Greco, when I sold off the gym, my last thing, 2 things I wrote down what I wanted. I wanted a business that I can work around the world, 1. 2, what I loved about Greco was I wanted to inspire people. That was one of the biggest things I loved about Greco, right? Consultations, inspiring to make change, because I've done it. So I wanted to share that message. And that's what really kept me happy about that business. Those are 2 things I said. Inspire people and have a business that will go around the world. What am I doing now?
Exactly.
I have a business that goes around the world. And 2, I'm inspiring people to make change because I've done it. And I go forward and I present it. I share my knowledge and because I've experienced it. Now, did I know how it was going to happen? Did I say, this is the way I was going to do it? Absolutely not. The problem is we get stuck on the how. We get so caught up and focused on how things are going to be done. We need to do it this way. We need to do it that way. Well, why don't you leave it open for the universe to present it to you, the opportunities, so you could get to where you want to go? Instead of have the closed mind and say, this is the direction I need to go. Well, why don't you leave the direction open and allow everything to flow?
Let's get Tony to chime in here.
No, it's because you see and he's totally right, because you're the kind of guy, you create your own habits and your habits distinguish your future. You always do things that, and I'm not just saying I'm using you because you're on the show right now, but people in general just like they create their future by their habits. Okay. Because they just do the same shit all the time, whether it's good or bad. So the thing is, if you want something bad enough that you choose to pursue, then, you leave everything open, that 3A rule, the acceptance, adjustment, and acknowledgement. So you acknowledge that. So it might not be today, like Adam was using the example. I want to go to Florida, and you're going to put it out there. But you're going to accept all these things. You're going to adjust, and you're going to acknowledge everything. So it might be, I don't know, some guy all of a sudden you might meet and say, oh, I'm going to Florida. You might want to hop along. Like you're going to create that path because the universe is leaving that open to you. But you have to be so into it mentally. Like with anything, his fitness journey is the same thing. Like a lot of people say, look, he's consistent 3 times a week. Boom. I was going away tomorrow. He came in today. You think other people would do that's the path of being consistent at something you really want. And that's what people lack these days, is they don't want it bad enough. You know what I mean? Because they're distracted. That's try doing it for 3 weeks and watch what happens. I always tell people, break the habit. Don't just yap. Do it. Put your mind into it. Stay focused. persevere every single day, leave your mind open, be grateful, be happy, and just let it go and watch what happens. I'm only saying it because I've experienced it. Like we manifested that. My gym, remember you were the one. Tell them that story. That's pretty exciting. Joey hasn't even heard this.
Well, we were in his backyard training. It was during COVID. I don't know if we would say it, but we were training with him in the backyard. Yeah. And I said, Tony, why don't you build your gym here? Like, people are coming. Why don't you just build it? And then I just planted the seed. He's the one that brought it all together. But at the beginning, when he brought it together, he didn't know how it was all going to unfold. He didn't say, well, this is the way I'm going to do it. This is how it's going to be open. This is going to be organized. He just allowed everything to unfold the way it needed to unfold in order for it to be TG right now. Now I'm going inside this beautiful gym 3 days a week training, but it was a tent 3 years ago. And then it moved to an actual physical space. Now, when he started the vision, he didn't say, well, this is how I'm going to do it. He just allowed everything to unfold in front of him. And things moved from foundation to the building to now I'm sitting outside in the fire, around the fire and after my workout sometimes. And he manifested it all. He thought.
I'm keen to know about your standard, typical customer. Is that the word I use? I'm not sure. Client? Because there's probably a lot of people like Gino that are in complete denial.
Sure.
Are the people that come to you almost at their wits' end where they've finally reached an acceptance level?
And most people that I speak to want to manifest their dream career, or they want to move into a direction of having the relationship of what they want. Some people have come to me and want to work with me, but I've told them no because you're not coachable. So
that's uncomfortable. You're uncoachable. Get out.
Well, I want to share the message and help people develop themselves to go ahead and create their futures.
Right.
If you speak to somebody and they don't acknowledge what you're saying, do you really want to spend time with that person?
Right.
So when you're talking to someone and you're sharing everything inside you about what you know that could help them, and then you're like, they don't take that to heart.
Right.
I don't find it disrespectful. I'm just like,
it's disagreeing.
You're not coachable.
You know what, Steve? Honestly, I got to agree with everything with Adam. I'll tell you why. I got one of the best compliments today. One of the clients. This is crazy. Okay. Because a lot of people think I charge a lot for what I do. I hear it all the time, right? They say it's great. It's expensive. So you know what, this client that obviously has a high level of achievement in business and just in everything. That's why he's where you are. That's why I say you are where you are because who you are. Right. This guy's where he is because who he is. Okay. He said to me, says, Tony, you don't charge by the hour. You charge by the year. I said, what do you mean? By the year? I said, no, I don't. I charge by the hour. He says, no, you charge by the year because your whole year of the expertise that you have in your field and the, wealth of knowledge that you share with these people day in, day out, they're not paying you for the hour. They're paying you for the year. And I thought to myself, you know what? He's right. And that's why I don't base my rates on people's budget. I base on what I know. And, you get to a level where it's like, this is my value. If you don't like it, then get out. I don't need you.
Well, Joe?
Oh, don't get me started.
We're waiting for you.
You're here
Joe.
with a microphone. I need to hear from you.
I love the conflict.
No, but it's you know what I'm saying? Like it was just...
Adam, I don't want to burst your
No,
bubble.
please go.
I mean, no insult here. I mean, we're friends, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. You ever watch those evangelistics?
Yeah. Evangelists.
Where the cripples, they walk into this fucking church with a cane.
Physically disabled, yes.
Right? Walks in, gets a slap in the forehead. All of a sudden, he can walk.
Right.
Right? These are people at their last hope. Mm-hmm. Right? So a guy who's failed his whole fucking life, right? He's got nothing to lose.
Why do you have to drop the F-bombs all the time?
Because I feel like it. Because I choose to.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Can we do something?
Of course. No, let him finish his story, though. This is interesting.
Yeah, he fucking, why'd you sidetrack me on this one?
I deflected a bit.
I know, because you gotta, I know. Anyway.
There's always a little bit of Tony nagging in every show.
No, because he has to deflect.
Oh, yeah.
Because he knows the truth is coming out.
Okay, let's hear.
No, it's too late.
No, come on. You
No,
you need to finish your story, Joe.
We're on.
You have everybody's attention.
It's done.
Sleep right now.
No.
So the evangelist, you are cured.
Yes.
And they're desperate.
Right? It's only people at their last fucking, their last breath that will go there. They went to all the doctors in the world and nothing we can do with you. Go there. As long as you're a believer, If you're not a believer, we'll make you a believer, right? Same thing here. Like, who's going to go see this guy? Guy at his last breath. Now he's opening up like, oh, you can fucking imagine the stars and you'll be on that star, right? That's what he's saying.
So
But at
Counterpoint,
the end
Adam?
of the day, a successful guy who's got everything, who's got the money, who's got it. You think he's going to follow this fucking zoetic, whatever it's called, this
psychozoic.
yeah,
Psycho-
this thing. And you know what? Next year I'll buy a rocket ship. Okay, and I'm gonna fucking open my arms to the universe and hopefully get this rocket ship to land in my fucking backyard. Right?
You know what's
And I'm open. Hold on. And I'm open to all this. Like Tony Greco manifested a fucking gym in the middle of the fields in his backyard. Sure, with $10 fucking million in your bank account, you can manifest whatever you want. But now if Tony Greco had to go to a bank and borrow money to build this fucking gym, I guarantee you, before building that gym, he would rent a spot at $2,000-$3,000 a month and make his dreams come true in there.
The universe.
But no, hold on a second. But along came Adam Fada, right? His fucking guru who opened up the stars, the universe, fucking volcano from the floor opened up. The world opened. Next to him, opened up the fucking, next to your fire. Guys,
Okay, we get your point.
guys,
we get your.
guys.
I understand what you're
What fucking mushrooms are you guys on?
Can I explain?
I'd
You know
like
what?
to
Can
know.
I just want to say,
I'd like to know this.
you know, honestly,
Steve,
Joe.
I'm sorry if I'm out of line.
No,
but-
no.
You
Joe,
know what?
it's a
Joe, I'm gonna
counter.
tell
This
you
guy's
something.
sitting at a campfire, him and Tony holding hands. Hold my hand, Tony. Holding hand. Tony, we have a vision here. Let's get rid of the fucking tent. Let's build a fucking temple, right? And we'll get students in here and, oh yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah, yeah. But Tony Greco had fucking 10 million in his account.
Where are you going with that?
He
Don't
did it. Shut.
I
Hey,
that's
listen, don't deflect because it's not going to work. 'Cause now
I'm
sorry.
glad.
Okay, so let me. Can I
Yeah,
jump?
so
on?
Adam
Go
should
ahead.
have the counterpoint.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
his
of course.
business.
Go ahead, Adam. Go ahead. Counter.
Joe, I speak to a lot of successful businessmen
Right.
who are not happy. They've created all this wealth, but they still lack happiness
Why?
because their focus their entire life was one thing. Their focus their entire life was one thing.
Making money.
That's it. And where does that lead you?
Nowhere.
So you're telling me,
But I need you to tell me that.
no, but some people can't get organized after that because they spent so much time focusing on just making money that made them miserable that when they speak to me, they just want direction and on happiness
But
and just being happy.
Now speak to that guy
Mhm.
before he made his money. See if he wanted to speak to you.
No, okay. Let me see. Let me see this. No,
Bring a guy here with fucking 60 cents in his fucking bank account. See if he wants to talk to you.
but what, Joe?
yeah, he would because he would.
Because he's
listen
on
to-
his last fucking limb.
No,
but
but I'm
it's
talking
not-
this.
But
you-
nothing is going to manifest to that guy.
Yes, you can.
Yes,
He's
he
a
can.
fucking
Yes, you can.
panhandler.
No,
They
no,
can.
that's not true.
No.
That's
Fuck
your
you
opinion.
past panhandlers. You don't even give them the time of day.
That's your
No,
opinion.
no,
That's your
no.
opinion.
It's not an opinion.
It's
The only
not-
you can use the word "I" in this sentence. Think about it.
That's right.
No,
Right. So that's your opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people out there that are coachable and need
That's your
that.
opinion.
Exactly. But the stats don't lie, right? So
What's that?
the stats of people that come and have made the change. It's like fitness. Why do people come and see me for fitness? People know what to do with
How many
fitness.
people
Eat
fail at
right?
fitness?
Not a lot.
No.
No.
And why do they fail?
Exactly. Why do they fail?
So all those young hockey players that come to your gym should all be fucking drafted at the NHL.
Not necessarily
and
drafted,
should all
but they
play.
pretty much all get a job somewhere, but they still follow what they love and they're happy.
Yeah, but I'm sure
they will
they've
never-
opened up their eyes to the universe and
Well,
hope
they would
that it's
never
gonna
chase
come.
that dream. They would have never had it because they wasn't given to them.
Right.
Not everybody's driven.
Why aren't they manifesting to be NHL
Because
players?
see the way he's judging and we're judging people that need help. You're judging everybody to be like you think people should be. Because you think these guys are not coachable. That's your opinion.
I didn't say
No, no,
that. He
hold on.
said that.
No.
No, he didn't say they're not coachable.
I didn't say they're not
Yeah, he
coachable.
says if you're not coachable, I throw you out.
No,
Well,
I didn't.
That's like
No,
that
no,
fucking
no.
lady who wanted
No.
to read my tarot cards. When she saw me walk into that tent, she says, I can't help you, buddy.
So if that's
Why,
what
why can you read my fucking wife's tarot card and you can't read mine? Explain me that one.
I will tell you.
Because I'm going to call out your bullshit. That's
No,
why.
it's not bullshit. But I'm just telling you, Joe. Some people are
Gino,
open
told-
to.
next year we're going to have a fucking spaceship in the backyard.
Some people are open to this and some people aren't. And then if you're not open to it, which is fine, there's nothing wrong with it, right? Some people are open to fitness and some people aren't, which is fine. Nothing wrong with it. But I could tell you one thing. Since I've changed my whole outlook on this, I'm healthier, more abundance in wealth, more abundance in my family life. I'm traveling every 3-4 months. I'm living the life that I want to live. And I don't answer to anybody. and I do the work that I want to. And I could tell you that this only came to me is because the way I changed my mindset and my beliefs around it. It worked for me. This is why I'm preaching it. Just like when I started fitness, I was a pretty fat person, right? Then
I remember that.
I came in broken and I was fixed. But now understanding how our mindset achieves everything we are. And you need to be open to it. If you're not open to it, which is fine. Clearly you're not open to it.
Well, you're big on the mind. What are you talking about?
I can see clearly you're not open to it.
No,
That's very insightful.
Don't listen to this guy. Don't listen to this guy. He's big on the mind.
But how do you coach someone like that? How do
He
you
knows.
Joe,
Me? Ask him. How would you coach me?
Yeah. Well,
what-
you're difficult because your mindset is so.
I'm a lion.
No, because you're
You
so
ever see a fucking lion
because
with
you're
sheep?
so dialed into one thing that you got to expand your horizons, right? And here's the thing: once you see a little bit of progress, it's going to create interest. But I'm sure he'll tell you this. But most of your like habits have been in a closed mindset, right? But as soon as you go, wait a minute, let me just give it a chance here, and you give a little bit, then you see some progress. This isn't that bad. You see more progress. This is actually pretty good. Then you start to accept it. And you start changing your mindset. You start to change the way you think, because right now you're a hard-nosed kind of guy. Nothing wrong with it, right? But you believe just one way. But I believe in expanding your horizons and going through obstacles that hinder what you're trying to become. But if you're happy where you are, getting there's one thing, staying there's another one, buddy.
Listen, to come into Joe's defense here,
Defense, what defense?
think of him as maybe being like, let him use being the devil's advocate in what the comments that both you and Adam just made. And I kind of agree with you to some extent, but I also agree with Joe, because not everyone is open to this, and not everyone accepts what Joe calls bullshit, because it's not necessarily bullshit if you're not open to it. But a lot of people, a lot of our audience that are listening tonight may feel the same way. In fact, I would say more than 50% probably feel the same way Joe does. So it's okay to say what he said.
That's right. First,
No. Hold on. I think it's okay what Joe said, because some people that are listening to this podcast are going to say exactly the same thing that Joe said.
Yeah.
Maybe in a different way.
But he's not saying anything wrong.
But all I'm saying, so we're here to enlighten everybody who's not clear on what Adam is saying, excuse me, and what you're saying is, okay, how can we make something like this happen? A person like Joe, for example. How do you deal with somebody like Joe?
He can't.
Yeah, Joe, obviously you can. Everybody's coachable and you can work with. First of all, the decision has to be made on his end if he wants to go down this avenue. If he doesn't, which is fine.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
He's got to open up.
But hold on. This message that I'm delivering, hopefully this video would resonate with one person, and it would catch that interest of the individual, and it would resonate with the individuals that it needs to resonate with. Because the message is true. The message you need to understand and want to believe it. And when you hear it and you understand it, things start changing for you, right? So I'm not here to say that this is the way it has to be. The choice is yours at the end of the day. But I'm here just to deliver a message. And whether or not you want to understand how the universe operates, or how you could use the universe as your partner, well, that's the decision you need to make. I'm not here to change your mind.
And we all listen to people. We listen to our parents for a reason. We didn't agree with them all the time, but we listened. So we are where we are because of, the upbringing. And that's a fact. We tell our kids that. We share the progress with others. We go through a discipline level, whether it's good or not. We experience it and we share that process. But we do make our own decision. But we do listen to other people. You don't think if we ever listen to our parents or people around us, look at our friends. We share ideas all the time. We listen to some, we don't, but we always acknowledge them. So you need to listen to somebody. So this is just a message that someone that needs to get uplifted, they could try some of these exercises and change the way they think. The outcome is going to be better. Why wouldn't you want to do that? But if you're one of those guys like, I don't give a shit, I don't want to listen to anything. Okay, so doesn't make you a bad person.
No.
Keep going with your happy life and be happy. But don't ever say that, oh, you're like this and you tried this, you can't do, because then you're not following along. You're not. It's like again, I'm going to use the fitness angle. Yeah, I'm trying to lose weight. I do it. What do you do about it? Well, not much. Well, how can you lose weight then? Like you got to put actions to those thoughts, and you got to have the will to want to change. If you don't want to change, it's not going to happen.
How we came into this world, everybody came in the same way. We came with an open mind and no beliefs, and everything was an awe to us. As we grew in age, and as we started to listen to our parents and our surroundings, that's when the beliefs were installed. That's when the message was delivered. And now we look back today to most of the beliefs that were installed with us at such a young age that they don't even matter anymore. Today, they're obsolete. And if you can understand to change your beliefs today and all those old beliefs that you're stuck and glued to, that you could just change them and it's possible, you start seeing a different future. Things start opening up for you.
You see, one of the things I did with my kids is not instill the fear. I try to. Sometimes I forget because my parents were always, oh, don't do this. Don't do that. You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't be careful. Don't do that. That's fear. That's like when you're leaving. We all do it. Yeah. And I've done it still, but I've tried to like erase that. It's like, because that there is an actual bad message. You know, you're trying out for a soccer team. Don't be careful. Don't do this. Don't go in the corner. That's fear, man. That's not good stuff. You shouldn't be doing that, but we all did it. So that fear factor to this day has put a barrier on a lot of people that lack success on whatever it is they're trying to, because it's instilled in their database. It's like that. Am I going to be okay? Is everything going to be okay? Oh, and that's hard. That's an obstacle. So that alone, just that one little thing, you know, if you can erase that, is going to make a big difference. And everybody's done that to their child or someone, right? They will always, warn them. Be careful. How many times you heard that? Be careful. Be careful. Don't watch. Be careful. Why? Why do we do that? Because it was passed on to us.
So one of the biggest things I had to overcome when it came to losing weight, I shared this with Tony the other day, is being part of an Italian family. I was always told, eat more, it's better for you, right? Eat as much as you can because it's good for you, right? Manja. So my whole belief was that I need to eat a lot to be healthy, right? You get it? I understand what you're saying. So you see what I'm saying? So the belief that turned out to me is like, the more I eat, the healthier I'll be. So I ate a lot. I was eating a lot. And I thought the more I ate, the healthier I was. Because I got the affection from my parents. God bless them. My dad worked hard. My mother worked hard. And they did what they had to do to support the family. But my Italian parents never really gave you a lot of affection. But I had that from my father while I was eating it. Oh, good boy, you ate a lot, you know? So I turned to eating food as that affection from my parents, which grew into me gaining a lot of weight because I thought eating more was healthy. And then I had to understand this, right? Now that I understand that you don't need to eat a lot of food in order to be healthy, right? I need to organize myself the way I eat. And I looked to an accountability partner for it, which was Tony, for many, many years. Now it's changed my life. Yeah, of course I go up and down. Of course I gain weight or not, but I'm still dealing with that belief that was implemented into me about eating. And now I'm coming more terms. It's not easy to do, guys, by the way. I'm not saying that, with a flick of a switch, the belief would be changed. It doesn't happen like that. But it took time for me to understand this and realize it and get going and develop. And I'm still working at it. By the way, when I want to eat, I'll eat like I can. But I'm just saying that I understand it now.
I want to ask you about what a coaching session might look like. I just think about, is it like the psychiatrist and the couch scenario? What does it exactly look like, and how long until people start seeing results?
It varies with every individual. And when it comes to having results, it all varies on the person. I don't like to give timelines. I don't like to.
What's the fastest you've seen a turnaround?
I saw a girl get her dream job in 1 year. 1 year. And the one thing I told her to do, which was the biggest part, and we all should be doing, at least 10 minutes alone by yourself, thinking happy thoughts, not terrible, miserable
me every
thoughts.
Fucking night.
10 minutes by yourself every day. Right? 10 minutes.
It's more than 10 minutes.
Don't give me details.
Whatever you want, whatever which way. You need at least 10 minutes a day. Take 10 minutes to yourself.
Are you sick or what?
No one could do that.
But there's got to be actions in there too.
Yeah, the second one, I told her, I'm like, go to the building that you want to be working at, take a video of you walking in there, and you're going to watch it every single day.
Gino, you're in Toronto, eh? Go to the Lotto Max fucking building. Stand in front of it.
Oh, I like it. Let's talk about winning the lottery.
Stand right in front of that building and manifest everybody winning a fucking lottery.
Let's talk about it. You think winning the lottery? Okay, I'm in. Hold on. You think winning the lottery is good?
For me, it is.
Okay, for you, yeah. Let's talk about those people who've won lottery And I just read the article. The guy who won $1 billion in Powerball 3 years ago is almost bankrupt.
What?
$1 billion. He's almost bankrupt.
Why?
This the reason is we have 12 universal laws that we all need to understand. One of them is law of polarity, which you should read, which is good and bad in everything. Which when somebody mentions something, you're always going to get a negative. You got a lot of good people out there who are doing very good, and they're getting picked on all the time, which is fine. That's what happens. But 2 is
Jealousy.
No, law of polarity actually states that a good and bad, hate, evil, it's always a negative to every positive. So when somebody says something good, there's always going to be somebody saying something negative. It's a universal law.
Yeah, that's why I'm here.
But 2, the reason why he lost $1 billion is if you're not.
That's why he lost $1 billion.
If he's
Can't
not,
say that word.
no.
Oh, sorry.
If he's a vibrational, he wasn't a
Cut it out, Steve.
law.
Cut nothing up.
Law of vibration is the number 1 law. Law of attraction, we all know, is the secondary law. Primary law is the law of vibration. If you're not a vibrational match to what you're trying to manifest, you'll never manifest. It will never come into you. So this guy got $1 billion, but what happened? He got chopped off at the knees. Why? Because he couldn't handle $1 billion. Think about it. If $1 billion came to you tomorrow, what do you think would happen to you? You would lose family. People would not talk to you about you. People would start hating on you. People will never be happy.
Why would that matter?
To you, it doesn't matter.
No.
But what happens is some people get so messed up in the head about it.
Exactly.
They get so messed up in the head about it
and
that it
is
affects
what I'm
them.
saying. There's only a percentage of the world out there that is capable. And then there's that other percentage of the world that is not capable.
Of
anything.
When they're capable of doing what?
Anything. Like you just said, $1 billion. He wasn't able to cope with $1 billion.
But if you line up.
But I'm sure if you land $1 billion on me, on Tony, on you, on the other guy, trust me, we'll be able to handle $1 billion.
But hold on, yeah, I'm sure we will, because the goal's set and move into the direction. But I'm saying to you, do you really believe that it won't cause issues in your life?
No.
You don't?
No.
Okay. Well, then you're in good shape.
How would it cause issues? Yesterday,
because it's going to change.
It's going to change fuck all.
No,
yesterday, I corrected you yesterday. Remember, I had the 2 richest guys next to me. Okay, last night I was at a dinner with the 2 richest guys of Ottawa.
Okay.
That's not me, that's for sure.
Okay.
Well, I didn't say it was you. Take it easy, okay?
You looked at me like it was.
No, but you were at the dinner table,
Yes.
right? So there was 2 guys there that are very rich, comparing to me, obviously.
Right. Well, not true, but anyways.
So anyways, you can do the math, right?
Right.
Okay. You did the equation, right? And then I asked you guys, $55 million, what would you do with it?
Yeah. Well, you didn't ask me, but you asked the other. Okay. And he said.
I guarantee you were going to answer the same way he does. And I'm going to ask that question. What would you do? What would you do with $55 million?
Well, I'd lead a different life. I'd shut everything down and just do what I want to do every day.
No, but $55 million, what would you do with it? Like, who would you content with that $55 million? And everybody's going to answer the same thing.
I know what I would do.
Yeah, well, because you already got the
You
answer.
already got the answer.
But what would you do, Adam, if tomorrow morning...
You guys speak about it here?
You know what
I
the
wasn't
answer.
even
Yeah, you were sitting in my back seat of my truck.
Yeah.
Adam,
Not there.
And
Adam.
you were
you're never there. You're not even here now, fuck. This guy waiting for the fucking stars to come down and hit you over the fucking forehead that you're going to make $1 billion. It's not reality. You got no fucking balls in your pants. You ain't going to see $1 billion. I don't give a fuck how many stars you see.
Why do you think that's not possible, Joe?
Because it's not fucking possible.
So you think it's unrealistic?
Unrealistic.
Why is that?
Because it is, period. That's my belief.
Which is fine.
So I'm going to go stand outside, hold hands with fucking Tony Greco, light a campfire, sing Kumbaya, and you know what? Yes, I'm going to manifest, open up the stars in the skies, and I'll become a fucking billionaire. Wait. I'll become a billionaire sitting on my fucking sofa, watching TV, right? Eating Cheetos.
That's not correct.
And manifest. Wait for this fucking manifest to come. Hum.
Joe,
Get the fuck out of here. Go to work. Go to work.
You think that the law of attraction for you,
Law of attraction, yeah.
is sitting on the couch and you think that the money's just going to come to you.
Me?
Yeah.
No, that's what you're preaching.
No, I'm not.
Open the stars.
I'm preaching thoughts equal emotion equal action. I'm not. No time I said just.
Everybody has a thought when they're kids. Everybody wanted to be a fireman.
So what are we talking about?
Everybody wanted to be Santa Claus.
What are you talking about now?
Exactly what you're talking about.
Can I finish my sentence?
Go ahead.
Okay, thanks. What you need to understand, thoughts equal emotion, which turn it to action. If you don't have the thought, you'll never have the emotions to go ahead and do the action. Joe, your story about how you came here from Montreal and did what you did, do you think that's easy for someone? Where do you think those thoughts came from?
My head.
Thank you very much.
Not the universe.
No,
my head.
Those thoughts came from
uneducated head with not even a fucking high school diploma.
And look what you've accomplished. And those thoughts were all they originate from your mind, which turned into emotion, which then led to action.
You see who I am as a person.
But Joe, it's possible.
Those guys that come and see you, they're either on fucking medication because they're depressed.
No, they're not.
Or they're at their last limb.
Absolutely
Well, they don't have the strength to think
Joe,
how strong you think, maybe.
Joe, you have a different mindset.
But if you're not strong, you'll never lift that weight.
But it's possible for you to do.
It's possible if you think you can do it.
Joe, your story is that you came from where you came. You came here with nothing, and then you developed this.
I'm leaving with nothing too. Did you know that?
But no, let me finish this because you just had your 20-minute rampage. Yeah. Now, you came here with nothing, and you did what you did, right? It all came from where? Your mind and your mindset.
Yeah.
And you developed
what
you
coaching.
Developed. Nothing.
No coaching.
Exactly.
How's that possible?
But because your mindset is developed to the strength that it has. Not everybody has that.
So if I
but
went,
it's possible.
Hold on a second. So if I went to a coach like you with this mindset, I'd
probably be
10 times what I am.
Yes.
Let me say that the one thing that you do have over everybody else, which I would, with you, for God reason why you would say, Adam, I want to work with you. I would actually, your intuition is one of the strongest I've seen out of everybody here. You have one of the strongest intuitions I ever met on someone. And we've had conversations outside of Tony's gym, the one that you're saying that we're sitting there playing kumbaya and trying to manifest, and on the phone that day that I called you. Those 2 days talking to you showed me how strong your intuition is. Why have you got to where you are? Because your intuition has brought you to where you are.
So imagine if I had money.
Joe, why can't you have the money?
Hold on a second.
I'm asking
Imagine if I had the money.
Joe, why can't you have the money?
You do have
I'm asking, I'm just telling you.
I'm going to give you the question that I would ask somebody.
If I would have had the money.
If you have,
where would I be? At what level would I have been?
But why can't you get to the level that you want to go?
Because you need money.
No, you don't.
No.
Maybe you're closed-minded to the fact that you can get to that.
Tony Greco built a $500,000 gym with no money.
Okay, this is a good example.
Yeah,
what comes first? What comes first when you buy the house? The house or the money? What comes first?
Money.
No. Money comes second.
Really?
So when you buy the house, what do you sign? The papers. I just bought this house.
Before you sign those papers.
No, you're pre-approved.
Pre-approved with no money.
No, you have to go to the bank and get pre-approved.
Yeah, I know, but with no money.
No, when you go.
No salary, no money, no deposit, no nothing.
With the $500,000 comes from where?
What 500,000?
Let's say I just go in and buy a $500,000 home.
Right.
Right? What comes first?
You better have the money.
The thought.
Okay, Gino, here we are.
No. Well, it's true.
Gino.
No, it's the thought.
I think you want to buy that house.
But the thought, right? No, he's right. The thought does come. But what comes first? The money comes after you bought the house.
$500,000 home. If I'm first-time homeowner, it's 5% down, which is 25 grand. I don't have it.
No.
So where's my thought right now?
Okay, now
let's go to the bank together.
You don't get the $25,000 from the bank. The bank. I'm just saying to you. I'm asking you the question. Can you just answer my questions?
I am.
Jump into the next one.
I am. I'm answering. What you're doing is deflecting.
No, I'm trying to get to the point that I'm trying to make here. You signed the piece of paper at the beginning saying that I'm going to buy this house on this date, and this is what I'm paying for it. Okay. What did you do? You took this piece of paper with all the conditions, everything on it, and you signed it.
Yeah.
Buying this house December 6th.
Right.
Right? Then what happens? Then you go to the bank.
Right.
And then you say to the bank, I have, call it $25,000, but I need $475,000 from you. We need all this information.
Yeah.
And then the money comes.
Right.
So what did you do first? Did you buy the house or the money?
So I'm telling you, I don't have the 25,000.
I'm not talking about that. I just gave you the story. Can you answer what I just said? What came first, the house or the money? When my story that I just gave you, what came first, the house or the money?
Everybody dreams to own their own home.
But no, we're not. Can you answer my question? It's
because
talking about stars right now.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
I'm going to wake you up a bit.
I'm giving you what actually happens.
What happens is a guy's going to go fucking put on offer on a house. He's got the down payment to get that fucking mortgage. And he's got the job to do it.
Yeah, but what comes first? The paper.
I don't give a fuck what comes first.
The house
money.
No, it
money.
doesn't.
The guy needs 10% down, 20% down, 5% down. You can look at all the fucking stars in the world.
I just gave you the agent. I'm telling you.
No, you didn't tell me.
You didn't listen.
You're telling me your first thing is buying the house. You go there, you sign the paper.
Yeah.
I can sign papers every fucking day.
Then what happens? You go to the bank.
You get refused. That's what happens.
No,
you don't
it
have the money.
No, I'm saying I went. Listen, let me say it to you again. You're not listening, Joe.
I am listening. You don't want to listen. You want to be. You want to prove me wrong.
But what
you
comes first?
want me to answer?
I'm
your
not asking.
question
No.
With what you want to hear.
What happens?
So I'm
what
telling
actually
you,
happens?
I'm going to tell you what really happens.
What
we
comes
can call
first?
a fucking bank right now and say, listen, I want to buy a $4 million home.
I'm not talking about
Steve, I want to buy a fucking $4 million because I deserve that. The stars, I align myself. I park in front of that house every day. I manifest and I want this fucking house.
Okay.
$4 million. Go to the bank. I'm not working.
I'm talking about.
So I'll call.
I'm talking about 500,000. I like the way you think. I like the way you think. 4 million.
Okay,
Joe, I like the way you
let's
think.
call 500,000. Call Chris Charity. Hey, Chris. Yeah. Can you put an offer on that $500,000 home?
Thank you.
Perfect, Joe. Let's do it.
And what comes first?
Sign the fucking paper.
What comes first?
But I know I have no money.
Sign the paper.
I have no money.
No, but hold on. I'm saying if you had the down payment of $25,000.
Oh, now it came back to money again.
But where's the phone that's $35,000?
Steve, see the money how it came back into play now?
What you could go back to the video and actually hear
You could fucking return all 3 cameras.
and you could go back to listen to what I actually said.
And you can hear what I said. With $10 fucking million. That's why he manifested his fucking playground in his backyard.
But he
because if this guy,
that's the vision he had.
Okay, I've got to jump in now. I think we were going back and forth. I don't think anybody's going to get to the idea that they wanted to get across.
Can I take a minute to?
Well, can I just go around the table one time?
Sure.
Final thoughts from everybody, and we'll let you start.
Okay, so I'm going to take a minute just to say the story.
30 seconds.
I think what Adam is saying that anything is possible and you can make it happen. But you need to work at it and you need to make it happen. So I went bankrupt. Okay, I lost everything. What I did was, and this is a true story, 20 years ago, I put a picture of a Lamborghini, I put a picture of a Rolex, and I put a picture of $1 million home right in front of me, right in my office on my desk. And I kept looking at that picture and I said, within 10 years, I want to be able to achieve the goal to be able to afford a Rolex watch, $1 million home, and I think it was about $150,000 car at the time, which was I think it was a Lamborghini or a Ferrari. I think it may have been a Ferrari. But I put those pictures in front of me. I literally had a picture of all those 3, $1 million home, a Rolex, and a Ferrari. So I kept looking those every day. But I didn't sit in my TV and waiting for those to happen. I went out to work. I literally got a job and kept working and kept looking at that and investing. So as soon as I put a little bit of money aside, I went to the bank and I didn't get the $1 million home at first. I went bankrupt. I could not afford a home. I went to all the banks here. They all turned me down. Mr. Melita, you just went bankrupt. Sorry, you're done. I went outside of that, but I kept working until I got a mortgage. I did get a mortgage out of a company out of Calgary. It was a lot of money. I think it was 6%, but it didn't matter. What I'm trying to say is 20 years later, actually 10 years, because 10 years went by, things fell into place because I met the guy that owned Orchard View. And, I worked with them and they decided to work with me and give me something. And everything started falling into place. But I didn't sit in the couch and wait for things to happen. I made them happen. So my thoughts were in there. But I think what Adam is saying is you need to make those things happen, not by sitting on a couch and watching TV and eating Cheetos and, praying kumbaya. That will not happen.
Okay, let's get Adam's contact info out there and final thoughts.
Joe, nothing but love, eh? I would work with you all day because I know inside there's that hard shell inside you that needs to come out. But at no time do I say that you need to sit back and just wait for anything to happen. My whole premise is that the law of attraction is real, but thoughts do equal emotion, which equal action. So the thoughts have to be implemented in order to feel that emotion, in order for you to go and drive to get that action. Now, whatever thought it is that you have that you can achieve, it's possible because what you're seeking is seeking you. So when you start having those thoughts, you should move forward and with the action and the emotion in order to get what you want. Now, if we had more time, I would sit here and go on forever. But I don't want anybody to think that they could sit back and get. It's possible if all day long that's all you did was think money, which is terrible. It's money would come to you, but it would have to be in really strange ways.
And if people are interested, how can they get a hold of you?
Oh, psychozoic.com.ca. You could go find me on all the channels. I'm actually with Tony 3 days a week. He sees me there all the time, so you could see me on Tony's channel as well.
Tony, what's your reaction to this last hour?
Well, I think absorbing everything, I think that, every thought without action is just a wish. I agree with Gino, and Adam, of course, and is that it comes down to everything stems from the mind. And I think you're probably better off as an individual thinking that you can and you can achieve and you can see all these things. I think it would direct your actions forward in a way better manner than thinking that you can't. That's all. Whether the stuff is unrealistic or you think it's not going to happen, you have to have a strong mindset. And those are the tools, So I believe everything stems from the mind. So I like it. I like the positive attitude.
And Joe, we might need Natasha to come in and do a little of that meditation for you.
Sage stage, what's it called?
Yeah.
Sage.
Yeah. Kind of cool you down. All right. That's great to see you, man.
Thank you.
Good job. Steve Warren here. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being with us today. If you have any comments, if you're watching on YouTube, you can just leave some comments down below. We're keeping an eye on those, and we'll get back to you. And love to hear if you have any comments about the show, if you have anything you'd like to hear us talk about on future episodes. But thank you very much for being with us today here on Building Bodies and Strengthening Minds, and we'll talk to you next time.